all new hires.
We learned more today than we have in our entire nursing program. New pens. Trauma nursing course. It's official. This is real. This is crazy. Welcome to my first week as a registered nurse. I'm so excited to share this with you guys, although this is probably not what you're expecting because I am in a sweatshirt and sweatpants and it's also noon. And that is because my first week, well actually my first couple of days, consist of an online clinical and new employee orientation where we're just doing everything through Zoom. About midway through the week, I will be meeting with my supervisors and then fellow new grad registered nurses in the emergency department because we will be all participating in something called an ED Academy, and that's actually going to last for approximately 3 weeks. And then I will finally be hitting the floor in the hospital and the emergency department with my preceptor and doing my clinical new grad shifts before I'm on my own. So this ED Academy lasts about 3 weeks and we are going to be doing a lot of classes. We're going to do our ACLS, just other simulations and skills checkoffs before we actually start in the hospital. So I'll be bringing you guys along for all of this, and then I will absolutely be bringing you guys along for my first official week in the hospital in the emergency department as a new grad. But I want to document the whole experience and share with you guys everything that I can. So right now I'm on lunch, but it's almost over. We had an orientation just for the first couple of hours, going through the hospital's website and policies and procedures and creating our email and things like that. And now I just have the rest of the day to do like online modules where I watch videos, answer questions, and do little quizzes. I have something kind of similar tomorrow. I may go to Starbucks tomorrow and change up the environment. Not entirely sure yet. On my second cup of coffee, and we are going to continue on with our day. So welcome.
I'm gonna go over here and grab the ceiling lift off the wall.
Because you are administering a pain medication, you will document a pain assessment from the administration window. Ellie states that her pain is a 7. Document that now. The dose is correct, so click accept. Although you have administered the medication, the order still remains in the MAR toolbox. Because PRN orders are continuous, the order is not completed when an administration is documented.
Good morning, guys. Day 2, all online again. Just gonna hang out in bed with Camper. He's sleepy. I am currently on lunch. It's honestly not a very eventful day. We're just going over more protocols and the Epic computer system that they use at the hospital I'll be working at, which I'm actually already really familiar with because I got to use it in my IP in nursing school. And then just going over like hospital acquired illnesses like C. diff or UTIs or ventilator associated pneumonia, things like that. So not too interesting. I have an hour to hang out. I think I'm gonna go outside and get some sunshine with Camper, but before that I wanted to show you guys this. I got this yesterday, peach and honey. I've really been on a kick of sparkling sodas lately, so I'm going to enjoy that, and then I'll bring you guys back to my online class with me after my lunch.
And then all all new hires today should keep working on modules until 5 p.m.
Good morning, you guys. So a change of scenery. I actually am at my first day at the hospital. Granted, I'm not working in like the clinical setting or in the ER right now. We're doing a half day for Epic training, which Epic is the computer system that the hospital I will be working for uses to chart, which I am so grateful for, because during nursing school, when I was having to have clinical shifts at the hospital that was closest to my school, they used Meditech, which I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with that, but Meditech is like from the Stone Age. At least that's how it feels. It is just really not user friendly, and Epic is so awesome. And luckily I got experience with Epic during my IP, so my last term of nursing school, so I feel pretty comfortable with it. So I think we're just gonna go through the rundown of the system and charting and things like that, and then I have an hour lunch, and then I have a crisis intervention like online Zoom class that I'm gonna go to. I haven't decided if I want to go to that at Starbucks or go home, so we will see where the day takes us. I just got my name badge, you guys. It's so surreal seeing that RN. Finally, so thankful. Now I'm headed off to Starbucks, get some food, and get posted up there for my crisis intervention class. Okay, so I made a little quick trip to Walmart while I'm on my lunch. Please excuse all of the dog hair. This is the reality of having a golden retriever. I grabbed some pencils, some new pens, a little Sharpie set. I can use this for my Etsy business and for school, or for work, sorry, correction. And then some cute little notebooks. I really liked that one. And this one. I love orange. So I'll just use this because I have class, honestly, for the next couple of weeks before I'm finally on the floor.
Go. And that also was like, good, you dodged the bullet. Those that info hadn't come out yet, people were so mad at her.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what he says. How he talks his way out of it. But people want him for the new Bachelor. Like, there's been a lot of... I guess people don't believe it. They're like, well, if he never told his girlfriend of a year and a half that he had a daughter, it's because he didn't feel ready. And, like, he doesn't owe anybody to tell anybody he has a kid. It's just really weird.
Yeah, but he was cheating.
Yeah. There's a lot of mixed reviews. No, I agree. I think what he did was horrible, but whatever. It's also like, it doesn't make any sense. Did he not think any of that was going to come out when he went on national television? Yeah. Hi, good morning. Good morning, you guys. It is around 7 in the morning. I need to head out because I have a meeting from 8 to 10 with my supervisors along with my fellow new grads. So exciting, for a couple of hours, and then we will leave that location and head to a new location where we will officially begin our ED Academy, which is going to be occurring for the next couple of weeks. To be honest, I have no idea what that means or what's going to transpire, but we did get told to bring a bag because we will be getting binders and textbooks and things like that. So school never ends, unfortunately. And then I also have to pick up a couple books for my advanced cardiac life support class and my pediatric advanced life support class, which are happening next week and the week after. It should be a really good day. As you can tell, I have a bunch of drinks to get me through the day, and I'm super excited for what's to come. I just left the supervisor meeting, dropped off some orders from my Etsy shop at the post office, and now I'm at the hospital to start our ED Academy. It's 10:40. I have to be there at 11 and I have no idea where I'm going. But I do need to eat because I don't know if the drive time counted as my lunch or if we're gonna get a lunch break at noon. I honestly don't know and I don't wanna risk it. So I have some food here, salad here. Also want to show you guys something so exciting. We got a couple of packets, like our orientation guidebook, clinical orientation books, just going over some information. And then we got this badge buddy for our reel. It's official. This is real. This is crazy. Like, I'm just in such a good mood. I don't know, I'm just so happy to be here. It's been such a long time coming to get to this point, and I'm just so grateful and so happy and so excited for everything that's going to happen this year and like my future career. And I'm just really happy that somewhere along the road my brother convinced me to go to nursing school, because I honestly can't imagine wanting to do any other career right now. Like I am so grateful and happy. Salad dressing. So I'm going to oh god, I think I put a little bit too much in there. I'm gonna try to I love salads. I feel like that's a good amount. Set that there. This is all really chaotic in here. Pray for me that I don't spill this on me. As I said that, guess what spilled on me? Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. Everything's okay. I think when I get my first paycheck, one of the first things that I'm going to do is honestly pay to get my car detailed. I know a lot of people think you should just do it yourself, but it's really hard getting the dog hair out of some of the stuff in here. It's like some of the material in a Jeep, it sticks to really badly, and so I need some extra help. So I will pay to get it detailed, and then camper is never allowed back. I'm just kidding. Camper will always be allowed in here, but I just need to order some new car seat covers and put like a new mat down in the back, something like that. Okay, I am going to save you the trouble of watching me try to eat this. I'm gonna eat this really fast and then head in, and of course I will chat with you guys after. Hello, so I just got home. It's 5:38. It's been a pretty long day. I'm honestly kind of tired. I just want to eat some food and relax, but we had such a productive day. It was so great, also very overwhelming, just good. Like, I felt like the teaching is just so much more thorough and just better than it was in nursing school. So after lunch, we had a whole sepsis presentation, which was super awesome. And something, correct me if I'm wrong if you guys have heard of this before. I'm sure I may say this incorrectly or like not to its entirety, but something that I read probably a week or two ago online, and then it got brought up in my sepsis class, was talking about like one of the first signs of your patient deteriorating from sepsis to septic shock, I believe. It's really interesting because the #1 indicator is not like blood pressure or like pulse or anything like that. It's actually respirations. They indicate when your patient is truly deteriorating. It's the most important thing to assess for that sort of patient. I don't know if you guys have heard of this before. I thought it was super interesting because obviously, specifically working in the emergency department, when it's super fast paced and you just kind of have a lot of things going on at once. Sorry, that's not just the emergency department, that's everywhere in nursing. You have a lot of stuff going on at once. You're busy bee. I think it's like a common theme where people don't always necessarily count their respirations. They just maybe assess their patient, and if it looks like they're having easy breathing and there's no complications, they'll put in 16 respirations per minute, 17 to make it look real, like you really counted. And so this presentation was just talking about the importance of actually counting those respirations, especially if you're suspecting that your patient is septic or anything like that. I thought it was super interesting. I remember reading it a couple weeks ago, and I would have never thought that the respirations were like the #1 indicator, but they are. So fun fact for the day. After that, we went to like a skills simulation lab, and we went into a lot more depth about chest tubes and those whole procedures. Then like a blood transfusion from a chest tube. That's not the correct wording either. I just have never heard of this before, but if you are caring for a patient with a hemothorax, so they have blood in their cavity, and then the chest tube compartment fills up with blood, depending on the situation and the circumstance and all of that, sometimes you can give the patient back the blood that has gone through the chest tube if they need it for certain reasons. And so we learned about like the tubing for that and the filtering, and it was super interesting. I never knew that. I never heard of that. I heard it's not a super common thing, which is good because it went completely over my head. So much information to absorb. We talked a little bit about the crash cart and the Zoll, which is just like the machine on the crash cart that will defib a patient. And then something that I thought was really interesting, because we never talked about this in nursing school, but I remember this coming up on UWorld specifically, and I was like, what the heck is that? Is an arterial line where you get a continuous blood pressure on a patient. I had never seen that personally in clinicals with any patients. I don't even remember talking about it in nursing school or learning about it or practicing it, or I don't ever even remember it being discussed. And so I had questions on UWorld about that, and I was so confused. We went over that today, and obviously you don't place an arterial line. The provider would do that, but we get everything set up and we prime the tubing, and that's like a little bit different of a process. And I don't know, that was super neat to learn. I know at the end of my ED Academy, we're gonna get checked off on all of these skills. So I definitely want to practice that some more, but it was a really good day. I gotta say, I'm pretty tired, and we go back at it again tomorrow at 8 in the morning. So I think I'm gonna spend the rest of the evening relaxing, hang out with Camper, and just decompress. And then tomorrow's my Friday, and then I have the weekend. And honestly, just working this whole 8 in the morning to 5 makes me so happy that I chose nursing, because I would so much rather work a 12-hour shift, like 3 of those, than work an 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. I say that now, and that may change when I actually start working my 12s. I don't know, it definitely feels a lot different having 4 days off than 2 days off. I don't know if you guys feel that way too. It could also feel different later on if I'm married and have children, and that could totally change, but for now this makes me appreciate those 12s that are going to be coming next month when I officially start my clinical shifts. So I feel like that was just word vomit. I'm tired, I'm hungry, and I'm gonna go hang out with Cooper. I wanted to show you guys some of the books I received today. So this is the trauma nursing core course. so that after I complete this course, not that I'll be doing that anytime soon, but I will be able to take a trauma patient in the ER. As far as I understand, if you don't complete this, you're not allowed to take a trauma patient. And then here's an emergency severity index triage tool. I know we're not allowed to do triage, at least until we're in our 2nd year in the emergency department, but seems like this has a lot of information. I have this book. This is the PALS book, and this will be for my class at the end of the month. And then we just are going to return this back to the hospital. And same thing with my ACLS book. Return it back to the hospital. Not gonna lie, these are pretty hefty books. And then I got this, and this is for all of us to keep. It's kind of this little pocket book. It's actually a really good size. It would totally fit in a scrub pocket. So that's exciting. And the rest of the stuff I got are just my hospital policy books and just a lot of information pertaining to the hospital that I'm working at. Goodbye. I love you. See you soon. Good morning, guys. It is Friday around 7:45. I will be in the Learning Center from 8 to 5 today. I decided to wear scrubs today just because we did spend a good amount of time in the simulation area where we were using like IV equipment and saline and practicing skills. So I think I'll wear my scrubs from here on out while I'm training. And I do want to order some new scrubs when I get my first paycheck, so that'll be fun to do a little haul with you guys. It's going to be a good day. It's Friday, and I am just looking forward to see what's in store for the day. Hi guys. I'm home with my son. Did you miss me? I think he missed me a lot, and I missed him a lot, and now it's Friday and we have the whole weekend together. I think we're gonna go to the lake tomorrow too, so it'll be fun for him because he hasn't been in water for a hot second. I think the last time he was in water was when I was in bed with Jamie, when he floated away in the Deschutes River. So we're not gonna talk about that. Okay, come here. Let's crack open a cold one together since it's my Friday. It is definitely weird working the whole Monday through Friday, 40 hours. I haven't had like a job like this in a while, since honestly before nursing school, because when I was in school I nannied, which totally didn't feel like work at all. And yeah, it's just crazy. And then being in school and like having clinicals and stuff is totally different than working at the hospital and finally starting your nursing career. So I wanted to sit down and give you guys a little update on my day, because it's so nice to actually learn things that I know are going to really pertain to my everyday job. And it's totally different learning things in an environment when I'm not in school. Like, I just feel like things are a lot better explained, so much more thorough. Everything has just been explained super well. It's been really interactive and just a really conductive learning environment. I'm really, really grateful and happy. So this morning we hit the ground running and we did like a whole presentation on EKG rhythm strips and reading them, and it's actually like a 3-part series. So today was the first part, and then I think we continue it sometime next week. I think it's good that they break it up like that because it's kind of a lot at first. It's just a little bit overwhelming. So we did a couple today, do a couple more next week, and then I'm not sure when we finish the course completely. But it was really great because we spent several hours going over strips and just learning how to break it down step by step and counting the seconds. And then we just practiced so much together as a class, which is what I really feel like implemented what we learned. Like just being able to practice it with other people, knowing the correct answer, knowing why you missed something, being able to actually ask a question and having it answered right then or there, or listening to other people's questions that you're probably thinking too. So that was really, really great. And then after that, we had a little break, and then we got back together as a class. We had another little lecture kind of going over, I forget what it's called, but I'm sure you guys are familiar with this. When you have a patient on Epic that comes into the ER, when you triage them, you label them with a number. I forget what the actual terminology is for it, but basically they can be a level 1 to a level 5. 5 being like the least severe patient that you have in the waiting room, to 1 being they need care right now or something really bad is going to happen. I got a lot of experience with this in my IP in the hospital, but I never really understood the breakdown of what makes somebody a level 1 to a level 2 to a level 3 to 4 to 5 and so on. And we thoroughly went through that and got a lot of information on that. So that was really cool to be able to learn this and then hopefully implement it when I'm actually starting at the hospital in a couple of weeks, because I do feel like a lot of times the patients were a level 2, 3, or 4, and I never really quite understood what would make somebody a 2 versus a 3. I feel like I had a pretty good idea of what a level 1 patient was, because we don't see those as often, but that's when everybody's in the room, it's chaotic, and interventions need to happen right then or there. The provider is there to help the patient. So that was a really great class as well, and we have a book with all the information that we can use to review. And then we went on lunch, and then we came back together and went to the simulation clinical area where we got to mess with a lot of IV tubings. And I think we started off with the, what is it called? Ranger. Started off with the Ranger, and that's what you use for like the massive transfusions. You can use LR, NS, blood. These are for like the trauma patients, and we got to all set that up individually, mess with the tubing, prime the line, plug it in, get kind of comfortable and familiar with what it looks like and the order of operations for that, even though I don't know how common it is. It probably depends on the hospital that you're working at and how much trauma you see. And then we had another lab area where we got really comfortable with blood and normal saline, just blood administration as a whole, what you are assessing for when you go into the patient's room, the double RN check, everything that you need to check with an RN about the type of blood, type and screen, all of those good things, and then priming your tubing with normal saline, and then making sure you lock it and then letting blood transfuse through it so the blood doesn't back up into the normal saline. I think I definitely did that my first year at school. I wasn't allowed to mess with blood transfusions or anything like that as a student, but hey, I'm not a student anymore. So that was fun to get more familiar with that. And then I know at the end of our ED Academy, we will be getting checked off on everything to check our competency. So overall, it was just a really good day. I think we were all in the conclusion that we learned more today than we have in our entire nursing program, and I truly feel like that's true. I don't know if it's all starting to like really come together now, or if everything has just been explained so much better. I do have to say, I feel like all of my studying for the NCLEX and UWorld and all of that, I really did learn a lot on my own. I think it's all slowly starting to come together, even though I am scared shitless out of my mind, but we will take it day by day and moment by moment. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys an update on my day. Everything has been going really amazing. It's just good to be around like-minded people and just learning new things. It's just such a great environment, and honestly, it's really fun to learn things that you're interested in. It really is. It makes it that much more easier to learn, and you're always learning in this field because things are always changing, and that's just how it goes. So that is a rundown of my day. I am pretty tired. I'm gonna go make a little burrito bowl and then probably watch some TV and pass out. I'm really tired, honestly. I have to be up early tomorrow too, because I think I'm going to go to Estelle with my mom, and then we're gonna spend the day at the lake. I'm just happy to be able to share all of this with you guys, and I hope you're doing really, really great. And I'm going to go scarf down some food now.
I do love your cute face. I do love it so much. So handsome.
Marlon's just too kind-hearted. He let your dog out.
Is that what happened?
Good boy.
They're not bad, no.
Yum yum.
You got a poop?
What's your problem?
It's okay. Who is your best friend?
Yeah.
Dad, like, remember when he ran away in the...
Hi guys, I wanted to officially end the vlog here. It's been a nice, relaxing day somewhat. We went to the lake for a couple of hours. Camper got to swim, and then he got a nice bath. Now he smells so much better. And this officially wraps up my first week as a registered nurse. I definitely will be vlogging my first week as a registered nurse in the emergency department when I officially begin my shifts at the hospital. As you guys know, I like to document and share everything that I can, so thank you guys for hanging out with me for my first week, my first official week being paid. Hallelujah! I am so excited for what is to come and to continue sharing my experiences in nursing with you guys. So I hope you guys are doing amazing, enjoying the last tail end of summer, which went by so dang fast. And as always, remember that you are never alone in anything that you're going through. If you are starting nursing school this fall, if you are taking your NCLEX soon, if you're in your prerequisites for nursing, good luck. Everything is going to be amazing and work out exactly how it's supposed to. So I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! Camper says good night.